Hey guys, welcome to the video, or if you're watching live on Facebook, welcome to the stream. A little bit different today. We are recording this video live on Facebook via the PlayStation 3 collectors group. So if you want to catch one of these live broadcasts where you can talk to me during the video, comment on some of the games yourself, be sure to join the PlayStation 3 collectors group on Facebook. I'll leave a link below in the description. So the first game we're going to talk about today is Rugby the Dead. Now this was a North American exclusive. Outside of North America it can be quite difficult to track down. If you're in North America, this shouldn't be too difficult of a game to find. It's like a Guitar Hero style game, featuring a lot of rock songs. It's Rugby the Dead. So the next set of games I'm going to talk about aren't necessarily rare. They're not necessarily collectible, but they're definitely hard to find. Some of them anyway. It's a big set. It's the Rugby games. I've almost got a full set, so I'm just going to show you guys quickly. So this is all the Rugby challenge, the first one. So you've got the All Blacks Rugby challenge. You've got Jonah Lomu's Rugby challenge. You've got the Wallabies Rugby challenge. So these are all quite common games to find. So if you're trying to track down this set, they shouldn't be too hard. The next set of games is Rugby Challenge 2. You've got Rugby Challenge 2, the Lions Tour Edition. You've got the All Blacks, which is a little bit harder to find. You've got the Lions Tour Edition, which is the English version. And then you've got the Jonah Lomu Rugby Challenge 2, which is a little bit harder to find. Moving on to Rugby Challenge 3. So I'm actually missing one of these guys for a full set. But I do have 4 out of the 5 of them. So the first one's pretty hard to find. It is the Joe Malone edition from France. This next one again is pretty hard to find. It is the Springbok edition from South Africa. You're pretty much going to need to know someone in South Africa to get that one. Then you have the England edition, which is quite easy to find in the UK. And the Wallabies edition, which again is quite easy to find in Australia. I am missing the All Blacks edition, which I've found quite difficult to find. It's from New Zealand. Again, just recapping on those rugby games, they're not rare, they're not collectible by any sense. However, they are quite difficult to track down, so I just wanted to talk about the set today. Yeah. Next we have Rune Factory Tides of Destiny. This is like a Harvest Moon clone. It's actually really fun. It's actually got another name in the PAL region, which I'm just going to get up really quickly. So this is called Rune Factory Oceans in PAL region. And it's Rune Factory Tides of Destiny in North America. Now the next game I'm going to talk about is a Saint Seiya game. So there were 3 Saint Seiya games released for the PS3. 2 of them are pretty common. This one's quite hard to find. This is Saint Seiya Soldier's Soul. Now in PAL region this actually received a release in English, as you can see here. However, this was not released in America, being the United States. It was, however, released in Mexico, I believe, and it was released in Brazil, in English. So if you are in North America, you can get a copy. It is quite difficult to track down. But yeah, that's Saint Seiya Soldier's Soul. Next, I wanted to talk about a couple of Saint Row games. There were a bunch of Saint Row games released for the PS3, and there were a bunch of variants. So the first one I'm going to talk about, and shout out to Niccolo for helping me find this, is Saints Row 4, the Game of the Century edition. This was the Italian version. It's all in gold, which is pretty cool. So that's Saints Row Game of the Century edition. Now this next one is Saints Row Get Out of Hell, the first edition. Now the regular this game isn't rare by any sense. However, the first print Australian copy actually comes with a misprint. If you can see, it doesn't say workshop, it says worksop. Instead of SHOP, it's just SOP. So this misprint copy is quite collectible. If you're in Australia, you should be able to find a copy of this quite easily. However, outside of Australia, you're going to have a bit of trouble. Yeah, so that's a little misprint version of the game, guys. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Saints Row 3 and 4 double pack. Now, this includes all the DLC. As I've talked about in previous videos, the double packs are quite collectible. Yeah, so that's Saints Row 3 and 4. The next set of games I'm going to talk about are the Saw games. So you've got Saw 1 and 2. Now these are horror games. I've played through Saw 1. I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah. So here we have Saw 1. And here we have Saw 2. You play through the games and you do different challenges like in the Saw movies. That's pretty cool. I had quite trouble finding these, to be honest. I believe I paid about $15 for them. I have seen copies online going for $20 plus. So that's the Saw games. So guys, be sure to leave some feedback below on what you think of this new video. We've got the live stream chat here. That's for the guys on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, feel free to say anything. I'll answer your questions live on stream. I usually stream on Twitch, so if you guys want to chat with me more, be sure to check me out on Twitch at FigsyAF. The next set of games are a couple of German exclusive game show games. They're very obscure, I would say. I'm probably going to fuck up this pronunciation, but it's Schlag Den raab, Das Sibu 2 and 3. I've never played them. They're really obscure. Even the back covers look weird. But yeah, they're both from Germany. There's number 2 in blue. And you've got number 3 in orange. And being region exclusive games, if you're not in Germany, they're not going to be the easiest to find. Which makes them quite collectible. Next we have the Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection. Now this includes 40 games from the Sega Mega Drive. This tends to be quite collectible. A lot of people are after it. So you can find this quite common though for under $10, so be sure to look for a copy before you fork out for one. So that is the Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection. Next we have Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes. Yeah, this is developed by Capcom. It's a hack and slash game. If you played any Sengoku Basara, you know what you're going to be in for. I don't see this very often, guys, and copies online go for about the $15 to $20 mark. So if you see this in the wild, definitely pick it up. Next we have Shadows of the Damned. I've never actually played this, but a lot of people talk about this being a hidden gem. I don't see it very often. You do find it under the $10 range though, so be sure to look around if it's going for any more than that, guys. So that's Shadow of the Damned. The next game we're going to talk about is Shellshock 2, Blood Trails. Now, I actually have never seen this in the wild. It wasn't released in Australia. That's probably going to explain why. It's a World War II style shooter, like most PS2 games. Most PS3 games, I mean. Yeah, so that is Shellshock 2, Blood Trails. I would pick this up if you see it under $10, guys. I believe it's going to be quite collectible down the line because you just never see it. If you do see this in the wild, let me know. I might be wrong on this one. Next we're going to talk about, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce this. I'm just going to call it Short Piece. This includes the UMD movie as well. Copies of this go in the wild for around the $20 plus range. However, I've rarely ever seen it in the wild, so you're probably going to have to import this one, guys. Yeah, it does include the UMD movie. Makes it quite collectible. So the next game we're going to talk about is a kids game. So this is Shrek Forever After. I found this quite hard to track down, guys. Shrek Forever After, the final chapter. I think I paid $15 about 4 years ago for a complete copy online. I've never seen it in the wild complete. So if you can find this one, guys, definitely grab it. That's Shrek Forever After. So I'm going to talk about a rare game at the end, but before we get to that, I've got one more series I'm going to talk about, and that is the Silent Hill series. Silent Hill games on all platforms are pretty collectible, and that's the same with the PS3. Hey Joe, thanks for the like, man. So thanks. We've got Silent Hill Downpour. We've got Silent Hill Homecoming, and the one that I would definitely look out for is the Silent Hill HD collection. Now this includes Silent Hill 2 and 3. I played it, I enjoyed it. Look, the critics actually spoke down on this, but I quite enjoyed it. So that's Silent Hill 2 and 3 with the collection. Let's go over Downpour with you guys. And Homecoming. So that leaves us with one game. Now this is a generally rare game. It's one of the rarest, if not one of the top 5 rarest PS3 games. And that is Gran Turismo HD, the concept install disc. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about this game. So this is actually a sealed copy. This was only released in Japan, guys. This was a cancelled Gran Turismo game. It came out in 2006 on PSN store. It was free, but it got taken down within a month. This disc itself contained that download, which contained about 20 different vehicles and one track. Now, physical copies of this were sold at a conference in Japan. I believe about 2,000 to 3,000 copies were sold. And apart from that, the only copies have appeared online. Yeah, so copies of this go online. They sell for over $100, $200. I believe there might be some cheaper copies online at the moment. If you can find one, I would definitely pick it up. I was lucky enough to get a sealed copy a few years ago, so I'm very happy with that. So that is Gran Turismo HD concept install disc from Japan. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this different style of video. If you didn't, I really appreciate some feedback, so leave it below. I'll get back to you. Whether it's positive or negative, I appreciate it, guys. If you're watching on Facebook, thanks for watching. I'm going to post this onto YouTube. You'll be able to rewatch it on the Facebook group as well. And if you guys want to see more of me, I'll be streaming later today on Twitch. So catch you guys later.